Hello, everyone. My name is Gail Moffat, and I'm speaking from England. So, for those people that are in America or Australia or anywhere else in the world, you'd have an idea of where I'm from. You probably can tell from the accent. And it's 1 o'clock in the morning here, so it's quite late for me. Anyway, we've entitled the show "Bringing the Two Worlds Together." And I think this is quite an interesting name that I chose. And I want to share with you a little bit why I've chosen this name, is because when you look at it from a spiritual point of view, each of us has a special journey, and we are all spirit. And so there are spirit in the spirit world and spirit here, if you like. And so one day, every one of us will be going back home. Now, I'm a medium, and what that means is that I'm able to connect to loved ones in the spirit world. So any of you who wish to phone in and connect to me, and of course I'll be able to connect to their loved ones, I can do that for you. And it may be that you want to connect to your dad or your mum or brother, sister, friend, auntie, uncle, whoever that may be, and just let me know who you'd like me to connect to, and I will endeavour to get them. It's never failed me yet, but there's the spirit world work in mysterious ways sometimes. The other way I work is I can look at what's going on in your life. All mediums are psychic, and so so basically I can look at doing psychic readings and looking at what's going on for you. So I can just yes, I'm just getting some messages coming through, because I believe that there are some people holding on for a call. Now, one of the things that I also would like to talk about is, I touched upon the point that we're all spirit, and the meaning of life is something that perhaps a lot of you have probably asked that question. And for me, the fundamental meaning of our lives is for our own growth and our learning. And so each one of us in the world will have a set of circumstances. We will be doing something in our lives that are causing us thought or causing us pain or happiness. Whatever it is a set of circumstances. We're never free of things going on in our lives, and often it can be extremely helpful to connect to a psychic and have that communication with the spirit world as to the guidance and the help that can be given. But as I said earlier, it can also be very helpful to connect to a loved one. I am on Facebook, and so you can find me on Facebook, Gail Moffat, spiritual medium and teacher. And you can also find me on my website, which is gailmoffat.com. So we've got a caller that I believe, Tiana in Charleston, South Carolina, is ready, I hear. So hello, Tiana, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, hello, how are you this evening?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Yeah, and not too bad. So it must be about 8 o'clock there for you.
That's right, exactly right, about 8:05.
Yeah. So I love your accent. And so how can I help you? How can I help you this evening?
Well, I'm actually wanting to dwell into finding out my life partner, my twin flame, kind of get an idea about who I'm going to spend the rest of my life with, and have children, get married, all of that good stuff, because it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. So I'm interpreting from you that you're not in a relationship now, but it's, what is coming up for you from a relationship point of view. That's the question, isn't it?
I am in a relationship, but it's kind of rocky. I don't know if you really want to call it a relationship, but
Right. Okay.
men in question are 12 years in, but I don't know that that's really, I don't really know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Right. Well, as I link into the situation, I can, and obviously you have mentioned this, so I am aware of it because you have told me. But I am also picking up that you are under quite a bit of strain in this relationship. And it's like a heavy weight that is sat on your shoulders. And I also feel that you have thought about leaving this relationship on more than one occasion. Would you understand that?
Oh, yes. I understand.
Yeah, good. And I know that this person can be quite persuasive, and uses good. He's quite, oh, I'll change, I'll do this, I'll do that, and then you sort of settle back into a sort of relationship with him, and then all of a sudden it's all back to the old ways. Would that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
And I just keep on hearing him. He regularly will say to you, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry," but it never seems to mean anything because he never changes, and just repeats. Sorry, I can hardly hear you. So yes, he just
exactly.
Oh, thank you. And I know that you are reaching the end of your tether. You're looking at this situation and thinking, I can't go on anymore. And I feel that there are other people in your family that you are that are hurt by this situation as well. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. Yes.
And this is some of and so this is what creates a confusion, because it's not just about you, it's about other people as well. And I feel that, so you get quite confused in your mind, and sometimes you think to yourself, oh, I could cope with this, I could be all right, and then all of a sudden it's you think in a different way. But you're trying to convince yourself, and you have done in the past. You've tried to convince yourself that you're okay, you can do this, and it's all okay. But increasingly, you're believing that you have to come out of this relationship because emotionally it's taken its toll on you. And I do feel that this, you see, with spiritual matters, when you see, with spiritual matters, there has to be an element of free will from you. And so it's not until you make that decision and pull out of that relationship will there be a possibility of somebody coming forward for you. It's almost like you've heard that expression, when one door shuts, another one opens. And I do feel that it's just, you're in a stuck situation where it's like, am I brave enough to come out of this, or am I not, or am I? And it's stop, start all the time. But I do feel that if you were to choose to come out of this relationship, I feel that there would be a little bit of a period of time on your own, and I feel that sort of friends would gather around you, because I feel that there would be an opportunity to meet new friends, and an opportunity to sort of become more of a single person and live more of a sort of a single life. Because I don't feel that there would be a new relationship straight away. However, I do feel that would come within 18 months of splitting up from this relationship. Once
I moved out 6 months ago, and I have made new friends, and someone's come forward, and they say that they know me, and they kind of do, and I'm wondering if it's my twin flame, but I'm still on the fence, right now.
What I'm being told by my guide, he's saying to me that you need healing time, because there's a few wounds that go deep from your previous relationship. Would you understand that?
Yeah, I understand that.
And I feel that even if somebody comes to you now that you may be interested in or may look attractive or whatever, it's almost as though you would be doing yourself an injustice because you're not ready.
Okay.
It's like you need the healing time before you go into that really serious relationship. However, I do feel that there will be a relationship for you that is really, really positive, because you're somebody who's got a lot of love to give. You've got a big heart, and I think anybody that settles down with you and has a big relationship with you is a very, very, very lucky man.
Thank you.
I hope that helps, Tiana.
It does give me some insight. 18 months, gosh, I'm gonna be 40 pushing out my first baby. Gosh. By the time that this all, plays into I'm 34, so I guess there's still hope.
Yeah. I'm told that you're quite beautiful as well, so I don't think you'll have any problem.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Tiana. Okay, so there is another caller called Chloe in Manchester. Hello, Chloe. Can you hear me?
Hi, I can.
Hello, is that Chloe?
Hi, yeah.
And you're from Manchester in England?
Yeah, I am.
Oh wow! So how are you this evening?
I'm great, thanks.
Oh, good. So whereabouts in Manchester do you live?
Openshaw.
So how can I help you this evening?
I'd just like to over my relationship and stuff and my dad. I'd just like to hear things about them, really.
Could you repeat that? I couldn't quite hear what you said.
Relationships, really. Hello?
Hello. So you want to? Could you repeat it? I can't quite hear you.
I would like to hear about my last relationship, if you could tell me anything about it.
Oh, your last relationship. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Are you still there? Can I hear you?
Yeah.
Yes. So what I'm picking up about your last relationship is that when you were, I'm getting this situation where it just suddenly comes to an end, and it's almost as though it was sort of out of the blue, and you didn't expect for it to finish in the way that it did. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does. That's correct.
And I feel that the problem that you had was it put you into a great deal of shock, and sort of almost like it was traumatic for you because it was almost as though the person you were with was ahead of time in knowing what he was doing and things like that, whereas you're thinking everything's all okay, and then all of a sudden it just blows up. And I feel that I'm being told you were quite unfairly treated over this split up, and I feel that the person involved didn't always tell you what was going on in his life and wasn't always honest with you. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does.
And I feel that he had friendships elsewhere.
Yeah.
And what the other thing that I'm sensing about him is that he sometimes will play with your emotions, and it's like there's a little carrot being dangled, and you sort of think, oh, he wants me back, and I could be back with him, and then there's nothing. Would you understand that?
Yeah, I do.
And I do feel that he there's a little bit of emotional immaturity with him, that it's like he's enjoying himself, like picking you up and dropping you all the time, and I feel that it's the sad thing out of this is that it's really been painful for you. That's the thing that I can feel for you, and I know that you need to be. It's almost like you need to be nurturing yourself, and I know that you fell head over heels in love with this person, which is why he's able to pick you up and drop you as he does, because you always live in hope. I think the main thing with this man is that it's like he needs this time for a time to mature and grow, and I feel that once he's taken arrived on a more mature path, I feel that he will be more receptive to a serious long-term relationship. But until he has that maturity behind him, I think there will always be that side of him that is confusing to yourself.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does. It makes a lot of sense, that.
But I'm also being told that it's almost like you've got this free choice here, and I think that if you chose to just sort of let him go, it's almost like you've heard the expression: if you let a butterfly go, they will eventually come back to you. And I get that sense with him. It's like he just needs a bit of freedom and a bit of stretching his legs and what have you. And I just think that there'll come a time where he is ready for a more committed relationship. And I think that if you choose to, there could be a possibility of a reuniting, but it's only if you choose. This will be your choice. And I think this will be some way down the track, and it may well be that both of you have gone in different directions, done different things in your lives, and come back together again, because I do feel that there is some sort of spiritual link with this man and you. It's odd almost, because did you ever feel like a real sense of knowing him, or a sense of a real strong connection to him when you met him?
You just felt that you met him before? Yeah, I did.
Because I do feel that there is a spiritual connection with you and him, and it's not, when there is a strong spiritual connection, it's either he's meant to be in your life in some way, or it's like a twin flame or soul mate sort of connection. And I don't think that this relationship is over by a long stretch. However, I do feel that it just needs time. It's like time apart, and then you'll come together.
All right, yeah.
How does that sound, Chloe?
Could you tell me anything about my dad as well, please?
About
the spirit.
Is he in the spirit world, or is he here?
Yeah, he's in the spirit world.
Okay. Right, I'm hearing the word jolly, and I feel that he would have been somebody that would be up for a laugh, and quite a great sense of humour. Yeah. And do you remember that about him?
Yeah, I do.
And he was always up for a good time, and a bit of a party, and a bit of a, have a laugh, and I feel that he also enjoyed watching football. Did he support Manchester United?
Yeah, we did.
Because I'm getting the sense of Old Trafford, and which is where the grounds are. So I know that he supported that team, and he's saying to me that he remembers sort of always having a bit of a laugh with you as well. He was a bit of a tease, and he could sort of tease people, and a bit of a practical joker, and I know that he. But he's saying to me that he loved you very much, and I feel that there's a bit of an apology as well, because I feel like there were times where he couldn't always be connected to you in the way that he would have liked. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I do.
Because it feels like he's separated from you in some way, possibly from marriage, and I know, and he's saying to me that you don't have to worry. I'm going to be around you in your life, and I'm going to help you every step of the way, and be the dad that you've always wanted from me.
Oh yeah, I'm glad to hear that.
He's a great guy, but he was a bit of a party animal.
Yeah, he was.
But Chloe, it's wonderful to talk to you, and I hope that's all helped for you.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
And maybe speak soon.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, Chloe. Bye. Right. Well, that's interesting. Actually, we've had two great callers this evening. One, and it's interesting how the aspect of relationships are so important in our lives, as to whether somebody loves us, or whether we're going to be connected with somebody or not. And it's something that I think that it takes a toll on people in their lives if things aren't going well. And this is when speaking to a spiritually connected person is so valuable, because it can just get you on that right path. And when we do private readings, my private readings I can do over Skype, which is wonderful. And when I do it over Skype, I'm normally about 45 minutes to an hour. So we go into much more detail when I'm doing readings. But it's been a wonderful show. And one of the things that I mentioned right at the beginning is, we are all spirit, and the two worlds, I think, have definitely been brought together. We've heard from Chloe's dad this evening, which is and brought through evidence. You see, evidence is so important, isn't it? We have to validate what we're getting, and so it's good to get the feedback from Chloe. But so the two worlds have been brought together in a beautiful way this evening. It's been lovely to talk to all of you this evening, and I hope you have enjoyed the show. One of my quotes that I always like to talk about is love like life never dies. And what I mean by that is that you can feel the emotions of love, when spirit come through, like, with Chloe's dad, and you can feel, and there's that love that we are so important here on the earth plane. And so either side of the world, it never dies. And I think we've come to the end of the show. Thank you very much. Remember, it's gailmoffat.com. I'm on Facebook, and that is with Gail Moffat, spiritual medium and teacher. So you can find me there. I can do Skype readings and all sorts of things, or I can do telephone readings, which is probably a little bit more costly, but Skype is really easy.